Today we'll read the Ramayana a little bit, since we are in the land of Rama. Now, I like to first read two quotations which are often used to describe the Ramayana in Valmiki. They're very beautiful quotations. They go like this. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. It's a beautiful poetic description of Valmiki's Ramayana. It means I salute, I bow down to Valmiki, the cuckoo, who perching on the tree of poesy melodiously sings the sweet syllables Rama Rama. And there's another one. Sita Rama Gunagrama Punyaranya Viharino Vande Vishuddha Vijnano Kavishwara Kapishwaro. Kavishwara Kapishwaro. Which means, what is Kapi? Monkey. What is Kavi? Poet. It means, I salute the master of poets, Valmiki, and the master of monkeys, Hanuman, who are endowed with pure reason and who move freely and joyously in the sacred grove of the myriad virtues and graces of Rama and Sita. So with this invocation, we'll start with the first chapter of the Ramayana, which is called the Balakanda. You should know that the original Ramayana was written by Valmiki. Later on, so many other Ramayans have been written. The latest Ramayana being the Ramacharitamanasa of Tulsidas, which is also very beautiful, but it's shorter than the Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana is an epic. It goes into great detail. And from my understanding, I think it was Valmiki who wrote it down, but it was something that perhaps happened even much earlier. Valmiki saw the vision and wrote it down. Then there is, in the south, a Ramayana, which very few people have heard in the north, called the Kamba Ramayana, written by the poet Kambar in Tamil. There is also another short Ramayana which tries to give the essence of the Ramayana. It's called the Adhyatma Ramayana. It gives the spiritual essence of the Ramayana. Now, Tamasa was the river on the banks of which was built the ashrama of Valmiki, the great sage. He was famed the world over for his great tapas, for his Gurukula, which had many disciples learning the sacred lore under him. Once the Rishi was sunk in reverie, and to him came Narada, the divine Rishi. Narada, the son of Brahma, the creator. So who is Narada? Narada is supposed to be the son of Brahma, the creator himself, and he moves through all the three worlds strumming his veena. So in Valmiki's grove, in Valmiki's ashrama, one day Narada came. Watching Narada's fingers strumming the strings of the veena, Valmiki sat without speaking a word. Looking at him strumming the veena, Valmiki sat quietly without speaking a word. Then Narada asked him, "What are your thoughts?" So Narada said, "You're just sitting quietly looking at me playing the veena. What are you thinking about so quietly?" Narada asked him what his thoughts were. And the Rishi said, "You are the son of Brahma, and you are like Vayu, the god of wind. You can enter anywhere, everywhere, even into the minds of men, and know what thoughts there are in the innermost hearts of living beings. You must be knowing what has been troubling me for quite some time now. I wonder if there is in this world of men a single individual, a man blessed with all the good qualities which one can think of. I see that there is a person here who doesn't know perhaps a word of English, but is wonderful. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in India, in the south. So he came to Trivandrum. There is an old Padmanabha Swami temple there. So he sat down in front of the temple and he saw that someone was giving a lecture on the Gita in Sanskrit. Now everybody was listening to it. And there was one man who he didn't know a word of Sanskrit. Hardly anything. But he was sitting there and shedding tears of devotion. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, I don't think you understand what is being said, but why are you shedding tears? So he said, I know that I have come for a Gita pravachan. And as far as I know, I see in my mind Krishna sitting and teaching Arjuna. And Arjuna enjoying the bliss of understanding Krishna. So that's enough for me. So it doesn't matter perhaps. Anyway, so when Narada asked Valmiki, what are you thinking so silently looking at me? Valmiki said, you are the son of Brahma. You travel everywhere in the three worlds. You're like Vayu. You enter even the deepest hearts of people. And having entered the hearts, you know their innermost thoughts. Now you know what has been troubling me. I don't have to tell you. I want to find out, I wonder, if there is in this world of men, in this world where human beings occupy, a single individual, a man blessed with all the good qualities which one can think of. Narada said, tell me what these qualities are, and I will try and tell you if there is anyone endowed with all of them, and thus satisfy your curiosity. First, you tell me what are those qualities. Integrity, said Valmiki. Integrity, bravery, righteousness, gratitude, truthfulness, dedication to one's principles, character without blemish, concern for all living beings, learning skill, beauty, a pleasing appearance, courage, radiance, ability to keep anger under control, perfect control, a lack of jealousy at all times, undaunted heroism which can frighten even the celestials. These, he said, are the qualities. Now, although Rama is supposed to be an embodiment of all these characteristics, this is what the Ramayana is all about. Every human being should try his best, his or her best, to try and become as perfect in these qualities as possible. This is the message of the Ramayana.